Alright, you ready? So, this speech is going to be kind of cheesy, though. Okay, so why would someone want to spend hundreds, if not thousands of hours to put a spherical object into an open-ended cone? Well, today that's what I want to talk about. I want to answer that question and inform you about it by 1, talking about what is golf, 2, the psychology of competitiveness, and 3, why golf. So, to begin, what is the basic premise of golf? Well, it's a sport in which a player must use a golf club to hit a golf ball into a golf hole. It's pretty simple, and your goal is to complete this process a total of 18 times in as few strokes as possible. And the player actually carries around multiple clubs. They can have a maximum of 14, and all of these clubs range in distance and how far you can hit them. And there's 3 things that'll actually pop out to the beginner golfer, and it's just one round can actually take up to 5 hours. I've actually had a 6-hour round. It was terrible. Golf is very expensive, and the golf swing is actually arguably one of the most complicated, if not the most complicated swing in sports. So why would someone want to compete in such a time-consuming, expensive, intrinsically difficult thing? Well, to answer that question, it's important to look at the psychology of competitiveness and what makes us want to compete in such a meaningless thing. But furthermore, what makes sports so meaningful? And it's actually one word, motivation. More specifically, extrinsic motivation. And this is caused by a reward, one being physical, such as a trophy, and the other is internal, which is the thought that you're dominant over someone else because you beat them, whatever the sport is. But these 2 reasons give the player a sense of accomplishment once they are achieved, a sense of competence, and best and worst of all, if you do good, it's all because of you. But if you do bad, well, it's all because of you. And those are the main reasons as to why I'm drawn to golf. But while these are great points for playing sports, it doesn't really distinguish golf from all the others. So that's why I'm going to ask the question, why golf? First of all, I want to start off with a point that I've made already, and that's self-reliance. Self-reliance creates a sense of responsibility that causes procrastination to ride in the passenger seat while action drives. This is one thing that I admire about pro golfers. It's because they're self-driven. They're at the top not only because they're talented or because they enjoy this sport, but it's because they put countless hours in and they're very strong-minded. They see the end result and they make it happen. Secondly, I want to talk about the complexity of the golf swing. The golf swing is not only learned analytically, but also kinesthetically, so like feeling it, and spatially, so seeing the golf shot. And without a masterful understanding of these 3 parts of the golf swing, you will fail. And with that in mind, the golf swing is arguably one of the most, if not the most complex swings in golf, or in sports. Ignoring all of the specialized subjects such as lie, launch angle, angle of attack, backspin, the golf swing can still be performed millions of different ways, whereas only a couple work. And even with the perfect swing, distance, control, aim, and roll can completely ruin a perfect shot. So it's the complexity that keeps me interested day in and day out. To tie it all together, golf has a complexity that invites the analytical mind, satisfies the emotional mind, teaches the physical body precise technique, and refines mental aptitude and spatial and kinesthetic ability. So today I answered the question, why would I spend so much time on something as simple as golf? By covering the following topics: what is golf, the psychology of competitiveness, and why golf? So to conclude, if there's one thing that I want you to get out of this speech, it's not simply why I like golf or why I play golf, but it's that you take a few moments to consider, like, why do you do your hobbies beyond entertainment purposes? Because for me, I do golf because it sharpens me mentally and physically. Thanks.
Woo!